Hi guys, Kevin Lee Jacobs here with another delicious recipe. Today I'm going to make biscotti. I love biscotti because they are tough little cookies that are not too sweet, and they are perfect for dunking in hot coffee or tea or even red wine or champagne. So let's get started. Put 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour in a large bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of baking powder and exactly 1/3 teaspoon of salt. And whisk the works to combine them. Next, in the bowl of a standing mixer, or in any large bowl if you're going to mix by hand, add 1½ cups granulated sugar. These biscotti are going to be flavored with orange and orange liqueur and almonds and vanilla. So zest, a couple of navel oranges, I'm using a microplane zester, and knock the zest into the sugar. And this next step is really fun to do, and it's really important. You squish the orange zest into the sugar until the sugar becomes really fragrant. And oh, I wish you could smell this. The essential oil from the orange zest is really potent when you press it into the sugar. Then to the sugar mixture, add 10 tablespoons of melted, unsalted butter. If you only have salted butter, go ahead and use it. And I let my butter cool for about 5 minutes. Next, crack 3 large eggs into the fragrant sugar mixture. 1, 2, 3. Also add 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract and 1 tablespoon of this stuff. This is Grand Marnier. It's a very expensive orange liqueur. If you can't have alcohol, go ahead and just use the same amount of orange juice. And by the way, I'm using an expensive orange liqueur because I feel nothing is too good for you. Exactly 1 tablespoon. Glug, glug, glug. Now, you could mix this biscotti entirely by hand. Just use a whisk to mix up the sugar and eggs, and then use a heavy spoon to gradually mix in the flour. But I'm going to use my stand mixer because I have one. And we're just going to beat this at low speed, and then at medium until everything's combined. Then lower the speed to low and gradually add the flour mixture. I'm doing this with a 1/4 cup measure. Oh, don't put all of the flour mixture in just yet. Save, maybe a 1/2 cup, because I'll show you a little trick. I'm going to add 1 cup of slivered almonds. And if I add them directly to the batter, they might not disperse evenly. But if you add them to your flour mixture, kind of stir them around a little bit, let them get coated, supposedly they will disperse better when you add them to the sugar and egg mixture. So here we go, all at once. I'm going to turn this up for just a moment. And we are done. Then scoop this magnificent batter onto a lightly floured work surface. I'm using my handy pastry cloth because nothing sticks to it. But of course, you can do this on a wooden board or a marble or quartz countertop, whatever you have. Then, flour your fingers and just knead the dough for a moment so it becomes workable. And then form it into, a rough log and cut it in half. We'll put one half over to the side. The other thing I like about this pastry canvas is that it has, I don't know if you can see, but it has little markings along the bottom to show inches. And we want to roll the biscotti out to a 13-inch long, 2-inch wide cylinder. And there it is. And then you transfer the cylinder to a parchment-lined baking sheet. Then do the same with the other half of the dough, rolling it out again to a 13 by 2-inch cylinder. And if your measurements are slightly off, don't worry. Mine are rarely exact. Now, before the biscotti goes into the preheated 350-degree oven, we want to take one egg white and whisk it until it's foamy. We have to whisk the egg white, otherwise we wouldn't be able to brush it onto the biscotti. Take a blue pastry brush and paint the top and the sides of the biscotti with the egg white foam. The foam is going to give the biscotti a beautiful sheen. These are going to go into the, again, preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven on the middle rack for exactly 30 minutes. And here's the biscotti after 30 minutes. I'm putting this on a wire rack, but I'm leaving the biscotti on the parchment-lined baking sheet. Notice how much the loaves spread. That's exactly what you want. I'm going to let this cool for about 25 minutes, and then I'll show you how to cut out the cookies. Biscotti is a twice-baked cookie. First you cook the loaves, but you want the biscotti to have a crunch and a certain toughness to it. So what you want to do is have one oven rack in the center position and one oven rack in the top position, again at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then take a knife and just cut off the end like this, and this is the sole domain of the cook. And then cut the biscotti at a very sharp angle, like this, into, half-inch slices. Then transfer the sliced cookies onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, like so. My biscotti is ready for its second baking, which will make the cookies nice and crispy and firm. And again, I'm going to put one sheet on the middle rack of the oven and the other sheet on the top rack. And then I'm going to set the timer for exactly 12 minutes. So I'll be right back. After 12 minutes, flip the biscotti like so. And then these will go back into the oven, only this time you will rotate the sheet so that the sheet that was previously on the middle rack will now go on the top rack. And set your timer for exactly 8 minutes. My biscotti has finished baking, and I've let them cool to room temperature so they are nice and crisp now. I'm putting them on a pretty platter to serve. It's time for a taste test. Can you hear that snap? That's exactly what you want. Biscottis should not be soft and cake-like. They should be firm. Of course, the best way to enjoy biscotti is to dip it either in hot coffee, like I have here, or tea, or red wine, or champagne. The liquid will, of course, soften the cookie. You can really taste the orange zest. It's citrusy with the orange zest. And you can, of course, taste the almonds and the orange liqueur, the Grand Marnier. And I hope you'll give this recipe a try. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I hope you'll do that right away. I have many, many more great recipes coming to you. And I also hope you'll post a comment below. Let me know if next week you'd like me to make a main course, an appetizer, or a dessert. And you can also share this video with your friends. And I'll see you next time with another delicious recipe. Bye-bye.